Welcome to the 2021 Economic Depression and Preparation channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday, June 21st, 2021, first official day of summer. Solstice here. Everybody's getting out and about in some parts and some states for the grand reopening. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, your neighbors, your cohorts to join us over here for the latest 100% true financial news, and we'll be sure to appreciate all the support that you give us as we're trying to grow this year and beyond. We're going to be talking today about the internet tax. Is it coming? And we're also going to be talking about the resumption of business travel, and also the news is reporting that luxury items and luxury travel or luxury sector hasn't been impacted by the pandemic as much. We're going to find out, is that really true or not? We're going to do a little bit of digging here. So we're going to get right into it, guys. Right here, you can see the luxury sector has been incredibly resilient amid the pandemic. Nadia Swirsky, chief of the Swirsky Foundation, says the luxury sector to a certain extent has been incredibly resilient. She believed that there's more direct dialogue to consumers and she said that it will help reduce waste in the fashion industry. She said that many of the consumers are buying more on a digital scale, and these jewelry like Swirsky chains and Pandora and all these other luxury jewelry chains and other things. And they believe that they're not going to be impacted as much by this slowdown in the retail economy, with the mall shutting down and things of that nature. And that may be somewhat true. Let's give it some credit to where credit is due, because the super rich people, the top 1% in America, they have discretionary income, and they can be more discriminating in their choices of what they choose to buy and what's considered luxury today. The Swarovski jewelry company also discussed how sustainability has been built into the brand. Sustainability is a buzzword that you're going to hear a lot, not only among the prepper community, but also among those consumers that are looking for environmentally conscious ways to save the earth. Those that, of course, which is a great thing. Those who want to reduce carbon emissions, that's our electric movement that we're going toward, and Ford and other GM and other companies are moving toward that. That's great, Tesla. And we also have the sustainability efforts in our food. You hear that a lot, the buzzwords a lot with the GMO foods that I would say about 75% of the foods we buy in the grocery store have some type of genetically modified component to it. And so that's something to come back to. Now, the luxury sector will always be strong because it doesn't really matter how much money they spend. The rich spend, they will always have money left over for discretionary income. Business travel is going to resume this fall. Now, this is by Hyatt Hotels CEO. He says that business hotels, he was on Saturday and Sunday talking about that business travel is showing signs of recovery. Now, previously, they had said that the CNBC and MSNBC had said that business travel likely won't fully recover until 2024 or 2025. But now they're saying that some of these hotel CEOs are saying that things are going to resume in the fall. However, the bad news is that 20 to 25% of hotels, small bed and breakfast hotels, and those hotels not part of the major chains of like Hyatt, Marriott, and Clarion and those other major chains, Sleep Inn, and those people associated with those have closed permanently due to the shutdown, and they can't get. And the other thing too is American Airlines. I don't know if you guys saw that story today. American Airlines said they had a shortage of workers, and so they've had to cancel a lot of flights this weekend and even into Monday and Tuesday. And so that's another thing. You may want to go somewhere, either for business travel or personal leisure, but with this cyber attack and everything, they may cancel your flight, and they don't have to give you a reason, or they can give you a voucher or whatever, travel voucher, but they can cancel your flight and don't have to give you a legitimate reason. So I don't think these hotels are coming back with this pandemic and the surge. I don't think hotels like Hyatt and Marriott and all these places are coming back in full force. We don't see that happening until 2023 and beyond, because a lot of companies are paying to have Zoom conferences. I know, while we're doing Zoom conferences, nobody's going on business conferences that much anywhere. And that's going to hurt cities like Orlando and Las Vegas, convention cities, San Diego, San Francisco. That's going to hurt convention cities, along with cruise industry rebounding. Did you guys see that? How many of you are planning on taking a cruise this summer or in the fall? I know I'm not. I'm not a cruise person. I heard it was great. I'm not knocking those who do. I think it's a great thing. It's just that I've seen every time this is before the pandemic. Every time I've seen the cruise, usually there's some kind of food poisoning or norovirus or the ship breaking down. I'm just like, I just don't have time to be worried about that in addition to a pandemic. You know what I mean? So that's just terrible. Now, here's what the thing that's interesting. BBC News is reporting that German watchdog is probing Apple's market dominance. Remember I told you that Monopoly is taking over. Monopolies, and they're bucking the antitrust laws of business and taking over. So now Apple's under investigation by Germany. They were under investigation by other countries as well, in the EU and the European Union. But what's happening is they're just going to pay them off, and this is going to go under the table again. Now, in response, Apple said that its app economy has supported more than 250,000 jobs in Germany. That's the defense that they're saying, hey, we're creating 250,000 jobs in Germany. If we leave Germany, then you guys are really going to be hurting. And so is the rest of the EU, the European Union. That's what Apple's defense is. But they're killing ingenuity. They're killing the spirit of creativity, of business, small businesses, entrepreneurship in these countries, and yay, even in America, as you know. And this, so as you know, here we're international, we're global, and so what affects one part of the world affects another part of the world, and we're seeing that right now. But just imagine the place where you only have one or two or three choices to go to get all of your basic needs, from food, water, shelter, electricity, electronics, to everything. This is what the world is going to look at. This dystopian society that the end times, that talks about in the end times. This is what we're going to. This total, they call it totalitarianism, excuse me. That's the kind of society that we're going to. You see this worldwide dominance of these big companies and conglomerates, and this is very, very concerning. And this brings me to the next point, is that the global internet tax, is it possibly coming in 2021? As the economy and this depression gets worse, states, counties, municipalities, foreign entities, everybody's turning to the internet for a side hustle, or not even a side hustle, but for their job, their livelihood, basically. As you know, 30% of Americans quit their job in last year. That was a story that came out yesterday. That was on, I believe the channel was on PBS, one of the local channels here. They were saying that 30% of Americans quit their job. I don't know why. And they said that they're making more money on the internet than they're making in their daytime, full-time hustle. That may be true. So let's say that everybody starts a side hustle in 2022 and they get independent, quote unquote, of the system. Let's say that happens. Okay, now the government says, no, we want a piece of that. And so the global internet tax could be coming next year. They tried to do it here in America this year. It failed miserably. But in Europe, this is where it's been happening at. And so France took the lead, and they start taxing internet businesses. And, I believe it's a 3% tax on revenues derived from France on any large internet business, regardless of their profits or their location. It's called the Digital Service Tax, DST. And the French government announced it was imposed these taxes in 2020. Now, Amazon had talked about taxing. I think they do some sales tax in different states with online purchases that we make on Amazon. But in the meantime, over a dozen other countries, most notably the U.S. Trade Representatives, India, Italy, Turkey, announced DSTs as similar to France on large, often American internet businesses. So now we have a situation now where they're squeezing blood from a turnip. Not only do they want your money taxed, physical money that you work for, that we work for every day, now they want to get the money that you make on the internet, whether it's through PayPal business or some kind of other small entrepreneurship business. They want to get the digital tax. Or if you buy something on the internet through Amazon or eBay or Etsy or any of these other online platforms, the government, Uncle Sam, wants his cut. And rightfully so, because now we're heading toward depression and taxes are going up. And President Biden, to pay for President Biden's plan, they're going to have to implement these internet taxes, the digital services tax, like Europe did, which we know what's coming over here, because the government is basically a little bit broke because we're heavy in debt. We're $28.9 trillion in debt. And so this is how they're going to pay for it, by taxing you on your internet services on a large scale. And I was very surprised by this, to be honest with you, but it was not surprising when I started reading that Europe had already imposed a lot of these internet taxes, and the U.S. is just looking to see how it's going over there before they set a new global standard for internet tax policies for a long time to come, and it's going to affect the internet as we know it. And so this is gonna let me know what you think about this global internet tax that's coming in 2022. I know it's 2021, this article, but in 2022, 2023, do you think it's gonna be coming? How is it gonna affect your daily life? And it's sad because some of us don't get that great internet service anyway. Some of us are with Comcast, Xfinity, and I know they go out a lot. You know, they have low bandwidth, or we have HughesNet or some other service, CenturyLink, that's crappy service. Verizon Fios is okay, but you know, as you know, they all have their little quirks, and we're not getting the maximum bandwidth that we know that we should for $100 or $200 a month, or however much this stuff costs to pay for. So let me know what you think about those things, guys. Continue to prepare, continue to stack your resources, because we're just starting the third inning of this collapse, and it's become more and more apparent that things are going to be going downhill in these cities, especially crime. As you can tell, the gunshots every day, there's a shooting somewhere unrelated in another city or a town. And so people are going to get frustrated. Don't turn out frustration on each other. I encourage you to use that frustration to build something to help your community and help yourselves, help your family out, because that's the only way to get us out of this mess that we're in now. Well, be blessed. I'll talk to you very soon again. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.